there are a couple things in the book that I just want to ask you quick questions about. You write about Mark Meadows burning documents in the fireplace in the Chief of Staff's office. Now, he has said, or his spokesman has said, this was not about documents. They were just using newspaper to get the fire going. I want to give you an opportunity to respond. What do you think he was actually burning there? Was it newspaper?
I can't speak to what exactly he was burning, but I'm confident that it wasn't just newspaper.
Do you think he was burning documents? I mean, you suggest in the book that what he was doing could have been a violation of the Presidential Records Act.
It could have been, yes.
You write about being at a Trump rally in Georgia, and Trump asks Meadows to meet with Hunter Biden's old business partner, Tony Bobulinski. You write, quote, "I had a weird feeling that we were in danger. I couldn't explain it, but the feeling was real." Why was the White House Chief of Staff meeting with Tony Bobulinski?
You're asking me the same question that I've asked myself since that night.
I mean, so random.
That was also right, because we had been in public with Tony Bobulinski a few weeks before at the Nashville debate. So the fact that Trump and his associates
but they were
in contact
secretly, right?
Secretly, yes. I mean, when Mark got off the plane, actually, it was a campaign official that asked that they needed to convene a private meeting away from everybody's prying eyes. I don't have the answer to that. I didn't ask Mark, but Mark, after we left, I couldn't overhear what they were talking about, but I walked away with Mark. And Mark said something to me that, reaffirming my loyalty to him. And it just left this unsettling feeling in me in that moment that, there were things going on that were beyond my purview and that I wasn't sure what we were doing, but I knew that it wasn't right.
Another example of this category of things beyond your purview that felt wrong to you, Meadows takes what you believe is a classified binder, Crossfire Hurricane, which is the Trump-Russia investigation, and he takes it to two far-right media figures who basically toe the MAGA party line. And Cipollone tells you there's classified information in that to get it back, and you get it back. Meadows said,
I don't personally get it back.
But it gets brought back. It gets brought back.
Not in binders, by the way. It was unbound.
Unbound.
By the time
Okay. But Meadows says no, everything he gave had been unclassified by Trump.
Well, I would say there's a reason those documents were brought back, and I would. That's a very dubious response, in my opinion, because one, we got those documents back for a reason, and two, those documents still have not been fully declassified by the Justice Department.
Yeah, I mean, that's a potential law violation.
Correct, and that is also, it goes to show how there was a mentality in the Trump administration of being frivolous with some of our with some of our country's most sensitive national security secrets. And do we really want people like that back in power?
One of the other things that you overhear Trump saying is when the Supreme Court refuses to hear that case from Texas, that wild case from Texas that has all these lies and things from Ken Paxton, the Attorney General of Texas. And Trump is livid. And he starts yelling at Meadows, we should have made more calls, we should have done this, we should have done that. I don't know exactly what could have been done. It's a Supreme Court. But then Trump says, I don't want people to know we lost. It's embarrassing. I mean, that's potentially of significance legally if he knows that he lost.
Correct. But, and I elaborate on this in my testimony too, where I can't climb inside the former president's mind and know exactly what he was thinking, but it's not just me that has come forward with information like that. General Milley has also said that he was in the former president's presence when he admitted that he lost. Alyssa Farah Griffin as well. I can't speculate about his actual mindset and his motivations behind this, but in that moment, it was clear to me that there was some concession. And I would also like to point out, Jake, that the president directed Mark to begin declassifying the Crossfire Hurricane documents before January 6th happened, because he was worried that those documents would never get declassified under a Biden administration. So, there was a mentality in that era of just chaos, to be frank. And it's happening in the West Wing of the White House.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't lost on people that Joe Biden had won the election and that he had won the election and it was a free and fair election. But yet January 6th still happened.
One of the things I wonder, because you talk about this journey, and I don't want to belittle it, but it does sound like leaving a cult. I mean, it really does, because it's like difficult for you to leave. You're talking about loyalty and you're talking about fear of what happens to you if you leave. And you're also talking about like doing the right thing. And again, I'm not trying to belittle it at all, but it does sound like when people talk about leaving a cult, it does sound like that. But then there also is this inflection point where you're basically told you're not coming down to Florida to join the president's staff at Mar-a-Lago, which is too bad. The
president thought that was insufficiently loyal.
Yeah, because you're insufficiently loyal. I guess they thought you were leaking some stuff, which, by the way, maybe you would have helped them avoid the classified documents scandal because you're.
I did my best in everything that I was asked, Jake.
So, but one of the things I wonder is, do you ever think that if they had let you go down to Mar-a-Lago, what would have happened? Like, would you have testified? You would have been subpoenaed probably, but like, would history have turned out differently? Would the push-pull still have gone on? Would you still have done the right thing if you were down in Mar-a-Lago? Like, what is that alternative history?
I guess my short answer is I don't know, because that's not what played out.
It's not what happened. Obviously,
Correct.
you did the right thing. You did the brave thing. I don't mean to
will say
belittle
this,
it.
No, you're not belittling it.
It's
Look,
just,
I haven't ever been. You say this. I have not been in a cult. I mean, we can sit here and debate whether the MAGA movement is a cult. And
no,
that's
I don't think it
topic,
is. I don't think it is. But the way you describe it is, sounds like
correct.
it.